Who's out there?
Hi, little cub. Oh no, don't be scared. I'm not gonna hurt you. Are you alone out here?
I'm waiting for a friend. He should be here soon.
We should never be alone. I'll keep you safe.
Who are you?
I know what you are. I know where you came from. Would you like to see?
Yeah.
Mostly men stay in their village, but sometimes they travel. And when they do, their caves breathe in the dark. They call it the red flower. It brings warmth and light and destruction to all that it touches.
Imagine a world without airplanes, or computers, or cooked food, or metal tools, or cars, or modern medicines, or electric lights, or cell phones, or any phones. Imagine a world without fire and the human capacity to harness it.
Just a little farther.
That's the man village?
Yep, you can always tell by the red flower. They do love their red flower.
The red flower doesn't seem so bad.
Yeah, let it loose and it destroys everything it touches. Don't ever play with it. You got that?
Yeah, I got it.
Good.
Do you think that's where I'm from?
Could be. I don't know, kids. Does it look familiar?
I don't remember it. All I remember is living with the wolves.
Why do you want to go there?
Bagheera said I needed people.
Oh, again with the listening to Bagheera.
Hey, he's my friend, okay? Now I don't even know where he is. Can't believe I'm leaving the jungle for good.
May I say just one thing? What I saw you do today, I've never seen anything like it. I've been trying to get that honey for years.
But I use my tricks.
What tricks?
You know, everything that I built. It's not the wolf way.
Who cares, the wolf way? That's the Mowgli way. That's the Baloo way. That's our way. That's how we get things done. I can't even imagine what kind of potential you'd have if you had somebody like me helping you out. You say you want to go to the man village. I say you could be a man right here. I'll tell you what. Now you know where the man village is. You can always go down there whenever you want. But I would personally appreciate, as a personal favor to me personally, if we just work together, just us, tricks and all. And I think it would be interesting to see just how much honey we could accumulate before winter. Whatever I could do to make your trickiness happen, I will do. And if it turns out to not be fun for you, I will walk you right down to that man village myself. Is that a deal?
Just till winter.
Just till winter.
All this life upon our Earth has led up to and culminated in that of man. Alfred Russel Wallace.
Alfred Russel Wallace was co-founder with Charles Darwin of the modern theory of evolution by natural selection. Unlike Darwin, Wallace believed that evolution had been guided to produce animals like human beings, and to produce a world where humans could flourish. In his book, The World of Life, Wallace wrote about the key metals that supply the basis for modern technology, like iron and copper.
All of these are widely distributed in the rocks. They are also obtained from their ores without much difficulty, which has led to their being utilized from very early times. Each of the metals has very special qualities, which renders it useful for certain purposes, and these have so entered into our daily life that it is difficult to conceive how we should do without them. Without iron and copper, an effective steam engine could not have been constructed. Our whole vast system of machinery could never have come into existence.
Wallace asked whether it was just a fluke that key metals were so useful to man and so readily available throughout the earth.
Is it a pure accident that these metals, with their special physical qualities which render them so useful to us, should have existed on the earth for so many millions of years for no apparent or possible use, but become so supremely useful when man appeared and began to rise towards civilization?
Wallace didn't think that the existence on our planet of materials necessary for modern technology was just a fluke. He even argued that science itself was dependent on natural capacities pre-built into the chemical elements and compounds from which our world is constructed. To take just one example, Wallace highlighted the critical importance to scientific discovery of the chemical compounds that make possible the production of clear glass. Although most of us probably take it for granted, clear glass has been essential to the development of modern science.
Without its use in bottles, tubes, etc., chemistry could hardly exist, while astronomy could not have advanced beyond the stage to which it had been brought by Copernicus and Kepler. It rendered possible the microscope, the telescope, and the spectroscope. Three instruments without which neither the starry heavens nor the myriads of life forms would have had their inner mysteries laid open to us.
According to Wallace, the serendipitous features of natural materials pointed to a cause beyond physical nature.
We are brought face to face with a body of facts which are wholly unintelligible on any other theory than that the Earth and the universe of which it forms a part was constituted as it is in order to supply us with the means of exploring and studying the inner mechanism of the world in which we live, of enabling us to appreciate its overwhelming complexity, and thus to form a more adequate conception of its author and of its ultimate cause. And it is impossible to conceive of that cause as other than an all-pervading mind.
Please, I just want to go.
Now, don't try to kid me, man cub. I'll make a deal with you. What I desire is man's red fire to make my dream come true. Now, give me the secret, man cub. Come on! Show me what to do. Give me the power of man's red flower so I can be like you. Oh, Ooby-Doo, I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you too. You'll see it's true. Someone like me can learn to be like someone like you. Now you might think it's ridiculous that me, a Gigantopithecus, would ever dream I'd like to team with the likes of you, man cub. But together we'd have powers, all the jungle's treasures ours. I got desire, you got the fire, but the dream I dream takes two. So, I wanna be like you. I wanna use that flame just the same as you can do. Oh, how magnificent it would be. A Gigantopithecus like me could learn to do like you humans do. Just one thing we need to reach our full potential. Bring me that red flower, and we will rule this jungle. I will protect you, and you will want for nothing ever again.
Like Wallace, Michael Denton believes that humanity's amazing technological success has not been due to our own genius alone. It's also the result of finely tuned conditions and properties of matter that make our technological advances possible.
So there's a huge number of conditions that must be satisfied in nature for beings of our biology to thrive, to thrive and live on a planet like the Earth and make a fire. It's a vast chain of coincidences in nature, and each one's a close call.
We have reaped the benefits of the technological revolution enabled by our mastery of fire. But our potential to make and use fire seems to have been built into our bodies and into the Earth's biosphere from the very beginning.
Looking at the sand making a fire in the Kalahari Desert, you can see just by looking at it, yes, you're going to need an android design like us to make a fire. It's just it's explicit in the way they make the fire. Very beautiful, actually. And you can see, looking at them, that man has the ideal design to make the fire. And it's quite electrifying, because you can see that in that ideal design, it's opening up the route to metallurgy, to knowledge, and to modern civilization. That was the critical moment. And the only beings that could carry out that critical move are beings like the sand, beings like us.
This is the law of the jungle, as old and as true as the sky.
What is this?
The wolf that keeps it may prosper, but the wolf that breaks it will die.
You fools.
Like the creeper that girdles the tree trunk.
The law.
Law runneth over and
Fine! Rise up, all of you! Want to put yourselves between me and the man cub?
And the strength of the wolf is the pack.
I will have you all in my teeth!
You can't fight him like a wolf. You're not a wolf. Fight him like a man. Now go!
Okay.
We'll hold him off.
We put an end to this.
Dead tree.
There seem to be some parameters that are overly fine-tuned. And by that, you could say, well, it's not strictly necessary for life, but it's helpful, or it's helpful for certain aspects of life. Hawking points out the quark masses seem to be roughly optimized for the existence of the largest number of stable nuclei. We don't need all of those heavier elements for life to exist at all, but they certainly enrich our lives on Earth by all the different things that we can do using those available elements, and it probably helps life some as well, some of the heavier ones. Frank Wilczek has pointed out that proton lifetime is at least 10 orders of magnitude greater than is necessary for life. And so it's surprising, if there was a multiverse even, that we would end up having so few proton decays that we haven't yet detected one. I think Luke Barnes used the analogy that suppose a transportation device is what's being selected for or something. Yeah, you might have random ways of putting things together to form a car, and you might have a selection effect if you can only live if you drive in a car, say, or something. But I think I'm getting this a little bit wrong, but I think you'll see the main point will stand. But it would be very surprising, though, if that car had a built-in GPS capability, because that had nothing to do with its ability to transport you around. And in the same way, we seem to have some things that go beyond what's strictly necessary, that seem to show a special biofriendliness to various fundamental aspects of physics and chemistry.
Okay, an anonymous viewer asks, always enjoy your talks, Luke. Do you know much about Robin Collins's work on the fine-tuning for the discoverability of the universe? It seems to sidestep the multiverse's strength in using a selection observer effect. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's an interesting case. I've read some of his stuff. So, I mean, well, I've met him a few times, and we tend to, if we've got something coming out, we send each other to read over each other's stuff. If it's a bit more difficult to run the argument. So when I presented the cases I did before, it's just, can I ruin the universe? Can I just remove all complexity? And there's some easy ways to do that. The difference between can I discover this, can I discover that, is a bit harder to do, but there are some interesting cases like that where I think it's pretty straightforward. So that's when he finally gets around to publishing this book, it'll be great, and to see how he puts that case forward. The way it avoids the multiverse problem is the multiverse will explain. It'll give you observers, but it won't explain why those observers could do science. So you can't have a multiverse. You can have a multiverse explanation of why we see the conditions right for some sort of life form, but not for the sort of life form that could actually learn a lot of things about the universe.
Alan, by the way, have you read Michael Denton's work where he talks about some other finely tuned things, such as his new book, for example, Firemaker, where he argues that our planet seems to be finally set up for discovering and utilization, manipulation of fire?
Yes, I have, and I think there is some force to that, and Robin Collins has done some good work as well on the fine-tuning for discoverability, where you can show that, hey, if the fine structure constant was just a little bit different, we wouldn't have been able to forge metals and have fire and all that. So yeah, I think those are worth considering as well, and you fold them into a cumulative case argument, it just makes this all the more probable.
Just you and me now.
nowhere to go, mankind! Did you think I would let you grow old? Either I'll devour you or the Red Flower will. It's just a matter of time. How long did you really think you'd survive against me? Longer than your father did? Longer